All right, boys and girls, let's get right to it. Here we have a problem that's talking about ratios. Ratios. So it says a seed mixture contains ryegrass and bluegrass. If 40% of the mixture is ryegrass, 40% is ryegrass, what is the ratio? Important word. We're going to talk about that right now. Ratio of ryegrass to bluegrass. Let's do the bluegrass and blue, huh? What do you think about that, huh? How about them apples? All right. I have defined ratio for you right here. A ratio is a comparison of two things called quantities. We need to be able to count them to compare them with a ratio. We have to be able to give them a numerical value. So here we're going to compare boys to girls. And that's all we're going to do. We're just going to compare boys to girls. So I can count and I can say, well, how many boys do I have? I have 3 boys. 2 every 2 girls that I have here. So my ratio of boys to girls is 3 to 2. There are 2 other ways you can write ratios. You can write it like this, 3, whoa. There we go, getting a little crazy here, folks. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. All right, so 3 ways to write it. So we can write it out in words. So boys to girls could be 3, 2, 2. We could say it's 3. The ratio is 3 to 2. Or we can write it looking like a fraction as 3 to 2. Now, ratios are a comparison. It's not a portion. I'm not saying that I have 3 out of 2. That doesn't even make sense, that 3 out of 2 humans are boys. No, it's not what it's saying. It's saying that if I have 3 boys here, I have 2 girls. 3 boys, 1, 2, 3, and 2 girls. So that's a ratio. It's a comparison. So let's talk about the comparison between the ryegrass and the bluegrass. So I have a 100% chart here. This is the mixture. This is my seed mixture. And 40% of it. So 40%. So if this is 100%, each of these represents 1%. So 40% of them need to be ryegrass. So let's do that. So let's do 4 groups of 10 would make 40%. All right. That is our ryegrass. That's the ryegrass, and then the rest must be the bluegrass, which would make up for 60%. Aye. All right, where were we? So 40% is ryegrass, making the other 60% the bluegrass. Ryegrass and bluegrass. All right. So we have and ryegrass. So ryegrass, 40%. Bluegrass, 60%. So if I were to compare these two, that's all I'm doing. Let's talk about how many of each. If it was 100 seeds, if there was, say, 100 seeds, because that's what we have here in our total. So out of that 100, if that was our mixture, was 100 seeds, we would have 40 of them. 40 of them would be ryegrass, and 60 of them would be bluegrass. So what is our comparison here of ryegrass to bluegrass? Well, it's 40 rye to 60 blue. 40 to 60. Now that is the correct answer. However, I can simplify this. I can say, well, instead of having 100, what if I just had, I can do it so I just had half. Instead of 60 and 40, what if I had half of this? What if I just had this amount here? What if this was my whole? What would be the bluegrass? What would be the rye? Well, still have for every 4, there would need to be 6. So if I had half of that, that would be 20 to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 20. And here is 6 5 times. So that's 20 to 30. Or we can even say, well, let's just break it down to the most basic, that for every 4 of these ryegrass, I'm going to need 6 bluegrass to make this mixture. And that's where we want to be getting to here. So 4 to 6. And then we could even say, well, you know what? That can even be reduced. We can even say that for every 2, that, here's our ryegrass and here's our bluegrass. I can take what I have here and I could just rearrange this a little bit. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4 ryegrass like that, I can do it as 2 and 2 down here, 2 and 2. And then for the ryegrass, I can do it like this. 1, 2, 3. I could take half. Let's connect them. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So I know that if I have 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, I need 1, 2, 3 bluegrass. I'm just simplifying these ratios. So that would also work. This is our simplified ratio of bluegrass, that for every 2 ryegrass, I need 3 bluegrass. All right, thank you guys so much.